We're brothers, we're happy and we're singing and we're colored. Give me a high five.
Welcome to another edition of Bro Talk Live, the best show on the internet for you by us. Bro Talk, we're always on the mark. It's your main man, Jason, sitting with you in the director's seat as usual. We have a great cast, great show for you today. Let's kick it over to my main man, Dex. What up, bro?
Pretty sure you just kicked it over to me. I'm trying to do this on like a cellular device today, and it's not working in my favor. I can't even tell if you guys could see me. But I was just say this. I've been thinking about this whole coronavirus thing, and I don't think that it is what people are saying it is. I think, to be honest with you, the cure for coronavirus is this right here. Stop running out to the stores and getting this, and get you some of this. Aluminum foil is going to keep us protected from 5G. If you really want to think about this, these people are out here, they're putting up these towers and they're making the cell phones work better. But what is that doing for you? I'm telling you, get you some aluminum foil. It'll block out the 5G stuff. My college roommate, who I'm dropped out of college, he sent me this thing today that said, if you turn your phone off every night, 5G can't get to you. Really Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, get you some aluminum foil. They sell it at the dollar store, $1. Wrap your windows in aluminum foil. 5G is upon us.
Can you use it to wipe your ass? Dex, that was dumb. Like, what the hell is happening? Todd, what up?
I mean, I'm good. I can't see anything because I forgot my glasses upstairs. But other than that, I'm just tired of hearing Dex's like dumb stuff. I can't take myself seriously at the beginning after I hear stupid stuff like that. I'm
glad you took it so seriously to come to the show prepared with your glasses so that you could participate adequately, throughout the show. I mean, I appreciate it.
I mean, the computer, it's not that far. I mean, what are you putting on the screen?
Some nomenclature. Bill, what up?
I seem to be the only one able to see, still have my faculties. So I'm here in the land of the living. Thanks be to God.
Will has glasses that he always hides. You can't see nothing. Shut up.
What if I'm wearing contacts? See, now look at you looking stupid.
You're not.
And as Bro Talk Live, we have a special guest tonight, host of the In The Mixx podcast, none other than our good bro, Kidd6. What up, bro?
Yo, what's going on, man? I appreciate y'all having me on. I've been waiting for this moment, so thank you. Thank you.
Of course, man. Of course. We appreciate, always staying attached to us with your show and our show. And, man,
definitely.
Tell us a little bit about the show for people who don't know what your show is about.
Yeah, so In The Mixx podcast, man, let's see. We go back 5 years ago when I started it. Yeah, and pretty much keeping you in the mix with sports, news, entertainment, politics, and then of course, we have our question of the day, and we'll also have shop talk as well from my co-host Carlton, Shot Town's finest, Carlton, you dig. And with the question of the day, it's brought to you by your girl Leah, and the behind the scenes we got my girl Erin, aka SOF and Classy. So I mean, for the most part, we really just try to keep everybody in the loop. We try to make sure we stand out from everyone with our topics and segments, and just making sure that we entertain and please the audience.
That's what's up. So we have you on the show not only because of your work, on your podcast, but because coronavirus is kicking everybody's tail right now.
Yes.
And you work at a hospital, like you work around those people who are making these heroic decisions each day to go in and out of, danger, risking their lives in order to help people. So what types of things do you see, as someone in that shared space, walking around seeing doctors and nurses and even seeing, the preparations that they were doing for this ahead of time?
Well, see, the thing is that I don't work at the hospital. Johns Hopkins itself is just like a pretty big hospital, but then also university as well for me. But I did used to work at the hospital though, so I did have experience working there in the neurosurgery department. But right now, currently, I work over in the research administrations department. So I pretty much work with handling grants that come in from different universities and other departments. But they also had to really prepare us for what's been going on as well. We had to have a big all staff meeting and also start, taking stuff home. And we didn't realize how serious it was going to be until that all staff meeting. And once it kind of hit Baltimore, it was just like, all right, this is serious. So we need to really prepare for this. But
do you have friends that do work like in the medical part? Like, do you know people over there?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How are they like? Are they just like at work all damn day and like 12 hours a day nonstop? Just go.
Yeah, it's nonstop for them. And I kind of, it's just crazy. I think only because like they're still putting their health at risk. Having them go into work to,
right.
Help someone else who's at risk at this moment. So I mean, I think it's pretty crazy. I mean, but the bills still got to get paid. But it just sucks that they have to go into work like that and be, surrounded by this disease at the moment.
One last question about this disease real quick, because there was a there was a report that some of these CEOs of these hospitals, it was a crazy report. So some of the CEOs of these hospitals are, they left because they're older and they went down to their homes respectively in like Miami or wherever they're from. And people are pissed at these CEOs of these hospitals saying that they're leaving, saying they're people behind while they go live in these luxurious houses. But in that field, in that kind of, position, do you think that, and you guys can speak to this too, do you think that it's fair to kind of expect somebody to put their life on the line for somebody else? Like, that's kind of, like, that's what you're doing. Like,
yeah, I think, to be honest with you, if you think that you're leaving because of what's going on, you need to protect your health. You need to have that same mindset for those that are working for you.
Okay, yeah, that's a fair point.
I do have a question. You said you work with like you used to work in the department of like neurosurgery or neuroscience?
Nah, neurosurgery.
Oh, well, my question is more geared toward like neuroscience. Do you all hand out, like, do you all give out grants for like people who are interested in neuroscience? So like, let's say that there's and I'm asking,
are you trying to like get into a new field? Like, what are you hustling?
I'm asking for a friend. I know a guy who is interested in doing some neuroscience research on intelligence quotients and raising the IQ score versus connecting neurons and that sort of thing. Do you think your department?
What the hell are you talking about? Like, what the hell?
I'm not even gonna lie to you. We definitely don't. I can tell you that much. I haven't encountered that yet. So nah.
Like, a friend of mine. It's not for me. I assure you, a friend of mine.
All right, Julian. Like, now I have a real question for you. So we know you, and we see
you networking, sis?
We know you. We see you. You're out there. You're always in the streets. You're always passed out somewhere. You can't seem to keep your eyes open
out there.
Yeah, I mean, he's on Instagram. It's literally his last couple of posts is exactly what I'm talking about. Like you are the lit king, if you will. Like you are. Like if you want to see a person turning up, you want to see a person turning up having a good time.
This is water.
Yeah, I'm sure you need it after the week you've had. So I just need to know, like, what have you been doing to keep yourself sane? Like, you don't stay in the house. You don't seem to stay in the house.
Yeah.
You don't stay in the house during the stay-at-home order?
No. Now he does, but I'm saying before, like, he's not in the house.
Oh, so you're saying how is he adapting?
Yeah. This is fairly new for me. I'm not even gonna lie. So for me, not being able to go to the gym and incorporate, pretty much jail workouts in the crib has been something different for me. I try to switch it up each and every day. Yeah, like get new workouts sent to me and
but
whatnot.
It takes so much longer to work out at home. Like an hour workout in the gym is taking you 2 hours, 2.5 hours at home because you only got a certain amount of weights. You know what I'm saying? So you got to re-rack every time. It takes so long.
Now it's pretty much annoying.
Now, also with one of the things that I've noticed that you did is that you started playing these games on Instagram. Like you started, like the first thing I saw you do was a confessions night. Then I saw you do a karaoke night. Then I saw you do a game night, then a karaoke night. How did you come up with that concept?
A fan, Dex.
Yeah, yo, Dex, that's my bro. Honestly, I was sitting back And I pretty much observe everyone's social media and whatnot. And I've just been noticing either people have been doing interviews or they're constantly doing these challenges and whatnot. So I'm like, I've yet to see somebody actually do like a karaoke IG live night. So I was like, yo, let me just try and see how this is going to be.
Mhm.
And the first night I did it, like we had some good participants. Like folks was really calling on IG live and really like singing, having dance steps and everything. So it was cool. And then the next day after that, we did a game night. So it was pretty much fun. Like we played Black Card Revoked.
Uh-huh.
This game called God Don't Like Ugly. So it was pretty good, like just having interaction with folks on social media for the time being, even folks that you really wouldn't even connect with on your social media.
Yeah. Now, there's a lot of challenges going on. Like, I know you're not technically like a challenge type of person, but I do think there's one thing I think you should try, and people are cutting their own hair, and that's like a challenge I think you should start leading up. You talked about it the other day, how you feel like you're back in fall 2009. Why don't you try to cut your own hair?
Yeah, you know, I mean, God is has been on my side since He brought me into this world, and there hasn't been anything going on with me as far as me like, all right, you know what, I want to cut my hair.
It ain't got that bad for you yet.
My hairline isn't receding,
Thank you, Jesus.
so you know, life is pretty good. I can let it grow out, so I'm pretty cool. Will I cut my own hair? Hell no. But you know, but I will say this though, my bro Carlton, who is also my co-host, he did say he's gonna hold it down and cut my hair next week. So I ain't gonna tell nobody. I ain't gonna make no posts. But just know your boy will have a fresh cut next
He's
week.
coming back.
He was right. I got me a fresh cut right now.
Now,
You
as
know,
far as you mentioned your co-host. He's a co-host on the show In The Mixx with Kidd6.
Yeah.
Can you tell people a little bit about how they got started and how long you've been doing it?
We covered that in the first segment.
Why? Like I missed it. But like I just had to throw that out there
You told him that story twice.
as a fan of the show.
I appreciate that, bro. Yeah, again, so we started this back 5 years ago, and I've actually went through like different co-hosts over the years. I first started with Seti and Tim, also LU alum right there. So shout out to them, and my cousin Chantel. And we were just operating off my laptop. So Seti, she lived in New York. Tim was in Philly at the time. Well, he's still currently there. And Chantel was in Pittsburgh. So we just all operated from our cell phones and laptops. And then transitioned over, went to a station over at 1500 Radio, got a whole new team.
Yeah. And a crazy setup.
Yeah, nice little setup. So it felt really good, especially to interact with my team. But then after a while, transitioned over to a whole new team again, only because like I really take this serious. Like I don't just do it as a hobby. It's not just
y'all was like Destiny's Child. Y'all was switching out, huh?
Yeah, man. It was really tough. Like I had to really set my standards high for myself, because if anybody was going to take me serious and if I was going to take this serious, I needed everybody on board to take it serious. And one day, Aaliyah was over at Carlton's with me. We was just chopping it up about rap. I think we was talking about like Nas and Jay-Z, and like the chemistry between us was just like, it was good. So she suggested bringing him onto the show and brought him on, and the rest was history after that. Won an award together. So I mean, life's been good. I can't complain at all.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I should take your advice, start.
No, I had to. I'm just saying. but the one thing you said though that really sticks out to me is the commitment piece of it, because like we've talked about this before, you and I, about how like we're doing something that we're not necessarily getting paid for, and it's difficult to keep these things up when it's just like there's no benefits coming in right away. And I think it's really remarkable about you and so many other people that I think are our peers, that like we saw something we wanted to do and we legit like kept doing it. We kept it up.
Yeah. It's definitely hard, especially when you're looking at other folks who started a podcast maybe 6 months and already has it syndicated, and they're just doing what they want to do. And it's like, all right, what are you doing to even get where you're at right now? Like I've been doing this for so many years. So it's really it's still a growing process, but I love learning and just watching other podcasts and just taking notes on everything. and also attending networking events too. Those are extremely helpful.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Thank you, man. If people want to check out your podcast, it starts back up this upcoming week or next week.
Yeah, so we start back up. We'll be pre-recording on Tuesdays and dropping the episodes from here on out every Thursday. So you'll definitely get an episode from us next Thursday, and you can actually check the link. We're on Apple Podcasts, we're on Spotify, and probably about a month and a half, maybe 2 months ago, we just got our show onto iHeartRadio. So we just trying to make moves, man. Yeah, we have a lot in store coming up for you guys once this thing breaks through. So just be on the lookout, and we also have merchandise as well that's going to be coming out.
About time.
So so listen, I got you, bro. I got you, man. But I definitely appreciate y'all having me on, and y'all keep doing y'all thing.
Thank you.
Absolutely, bro. We appreciate you joining us. You can follow him and at Kidd6 on Instagram and all the social networks, and his show In The Mixx Radio 1. All right, thanks, bro.
All right,
we'll
y'all.
talk to you later, man.
Easy. All right.
All right, cool. That was very insightful, guys. Let's move on to the rundown. This week, there were 2 huge events scheduled for this weekend. One we'll get to later in WrestleMania. The other was this Instagram battle between Teddy Riley, Babyface, and LA Reid. This thing, it was supposed to be the biggest thing that we had seen through this whole Instagram thing. Because of the lack of viewing options, since production is shut down nationwide everywhere, some people are beginning to look forward to things like listening to people play what they think their top 20 songs are through their desktop speakers in a battle against someone else on Instagram Live. And as I said last week, the worst things about these battles are these think pieces that happen afterwards and these debates about who won and the people that actually keep score with this bullshit. And then people get, I understand, like it's generally exciting, to watch something with a celebrity and kind of share an experience with a celebrity. But I never thought that this will become the must-watch event of everything. Like people have schedules, like Saturday, Club Quarantine, Saturday night, Little John T-Pain, Sunday. Like people were scheduling these things out and getting excited about it. Anticipation was high, people were excited. Predictions were made, but it never ended up happening. And it was billed as supposed to be 20 songs for each of them, 20 classics to take place Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern, because that demographic likes to go to bed a little bit earlier than the T-Pain Little John demographic. It does. 6 p.m. on a Sunday? Like that's what
It's not like we were doing anything else.
I mean, clearly they weren't. And that's 6 p.m. Eastern. Like that's 3 p.m. Pacific. Like, God damn. And they were probably
church is closed.
It was branded versus. What does that say, Bill? Versus. That's dinner time for real. It was branded Versus, which is what Timbaland and Swiss Beats co-opted from somebody. I'm sure they stole somebody's idea and branded it Versus. But on Saturday night, word began to get out that it was going to be postponed. And then none other than Teddy Riley went on Instagram Live with Charlemagne in the middle of the T-Pain Little John battle and broke some news saying that the battle is postponed because he wanted to do it his way.
It's going to go through IG. Okay. But you'll be able to swipe up the company I'm a partner of. I thought that this is something that would be great for them to take this to another level where they're mediating, they're coming in, or they can invite you in and say, yo, what you think? And you come on, you know what I'm saying, say what you think, and then we go to the next person, or Snoop can say something. That's what our system can do. And you can also still get the comments, get everything that you got on Instagram.
So he wants to take it to an advanced platform of his own that he has invested in. He followed that up with some commentary on his Instagram story saying that he wants royalties basically for the music that he's playing. And the people were not down for trying something new. At Risa Runs This says, okay, so he wants royalties for 30 seconds of a song. Just play it from a streaming service during the battle then, sir. People are streaming these playlists after each battle. Come on, fam. Plus, these battles are not a label thing. Call Me Dollar says, ain't nobody thinking about this no more. Teddy Riley and his Ethernet cables can hang it up. Guys, has Teddy Riley ruined a good thing in these honest Instagram battles that were supposed to be organic and for the culture? Do you think by trying to monetize it, it kind of lessens the...
Yes or no? Do you want the music? Yes or no? If you want it, you're gonna do if you want to see this battle, you're gonna do what's being asked of you. If you don't want the battle, then don't do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a point because I can listen to this on a playlist. Like, I don't necessarily need them to have this battle. I can have this battle by myself. Just pick the best 20 songs and go back and forth, like I did on the Music Monday with Tupac and Biggie. I mean, anyone can do this. It's not very hard to pick your 20 best songs, but whatever. Bill, do you were you disappointed that this didn't happen?
I actually didn't have any hope that it would happen to begin with, because first of all, L.A. Reid, Reid, I didn't think he was showing up. I mean, did TLC? I mean, did y'all see them contracts? I didn't think he was showing up.
Apparently, he was the one that wanted to do it. Babyface was reportedly sick, so that's why Babyface couldn't join.
Babyface got the wrong.
Babyface. I don't know. I'm not saying anything about that, but not making assumptions, not breaking any news. It's just the fact that he said that Babyface was sick. Yeah,
it just seemed like when I saw it, like I was like a part of me, the musical part of me got really excited, but then the logical part of me was like, that's never going to happen. Those are three people that you will not get in the room at the same time to do this on Instagram. It's never going to happen because somebody's going to be ridiculous. And here we are.
Dion, these battles are fun and were created to keep those quarantined, entertained, and in the house. He wasted someone else's spot to battle. I mean, that spot is still there. Like, I mean, it's not like the spot's going anywhere. If someone wants to take up the flag for Teddy Riley and battle Reid and Babyface,
you can't though. Only Teddy Riley can do that because Teddy Riley created a sound. Teddy Riley created the New Jack Swing.
And technically, that was built on top of what Babyface and Reid did, but we're not going to get into music.
That's arguable. That's arguable.
Ty, were you going to watch it?
To be honest with you, I don't know anything about this. I'm just enjoying the commentary and shaking my head and saying I would have missed that anyway. But had someone have texted me, I probably would have checked it
out. One consequence of this is that another battle that was supposed to happen this very same day, it was featuring none other than Bobby Valentino and Pleasure P. That battle was also called off, and here's the reason that Bobby Valentino gave.
Can you believe it? Pleasure P say he got to postpone because he got to watch Love and Hip Hop reunion tonight.
Pleasure P had to watch Love and Hip Hop reunions.
That's because they're the same person. That's why that battle was called off. They're the exact same person.
10 songs each between those two?
The same person. You can't tell me.
I don't know if we're getting there. I don't know if we're getting there.
He has 10 songs?
10 songs each. I mean, that's...
I don't think Bobby Valentino has 10 good songs.
I didn't know he had 10 songs at all.
Yeah, I mean, he has a couple of albums, so I mean,
he has a couple good songs. I mean, decent songs. I don't know if he has 10.
10?
No, I don't think he has 10 good songs. I absolutely don't. If he did 10 good songs, that would really shock me. I'd be like, oh yeah, but I doubt it.
Pleasure P gave his side of the story, saying that he got a call from Jermaine Dupri and Swiss Beats and was advised that they need to, quote unquote, do it the right way.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you,
we don't care.
I'm gonna tell you, like I was about to say, I think they're taking this a little too seriously.
Just
right. Yeah, just like a little too seriously. Like I don't think it's that serious. Like they're canceling, like and they're like explaining why they cancel.
Like it's a booking. Like get on Instagram and do that. Like come on.
Like, I don't think it's that serious. I really don't. I mean, maybe it's just me. I don't think anybody was, like, waiting around, scheduling. I mean, people pop on Instagram. They don't have nothing else to do. And if you don't show up to the battle, I mean, they're going to keep scrolling.
Battle. We're actually calling these things battles. Like, just, it's so crazy.
Yeah, I don't think it's that serious. Like, and we're gonna reschedule this thing. Let me tell you why. Like, no, we don't care. I mean,
people are saying that he has his right to, you know what I'm saying, to try to have his own free enterprise and go out of Instagram.
Yeah, whatever.
I mean, here's the thing: you weren't selling albums or filling up stadiums before the Rona.
Like nothing stopping me from participating. Nothing stops me from taking his place in that exact battle and saying like, these are the songs that I think are his best songs. Like nobody gives a shit. I can do that. Like literally, Jason and William and I can take their place and do the same exact thing they're about to do. It's not that serious.
Oh, Dex is just gone to being a fan. He's just watching the show.
Your viewership, Dexter C. Stuckey.
Dexter is phoning his opinions into the show since his internet's not working.
Can somebody ask Farrah if he got his luggage?
See if your hotspot's working. See if that works.
Did he get his luggage?
Is he back? Thanks, you here. Bobby's got features. I mean, not 10 songs worth. That's a lot.
Bobby's CD was good though. The first CD was pretty good.
Who?
Bobby Valentino. His first CD was good.
It's not that whether or not his music is good. Does he have 10 good hits that he can put?
He has Tell Me. He has Slow Down.
Sing that. Sing any of it. Sing any of it.
Slow down. I just want to get to know you.
I wanna know.
That's on his second one. Your name. Why you got to be anonymous? Yeah, like Bobby Valentino's not horrible.
We're at 3. What was it?
Tell Me. Hey, baby, what's your
yeah.
I'm playing to see. I've
never heard that song.
You know that song? Tell me.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, he's on.
He's on. Wee.
Yeah.
That's not his song though.
He's on it. He could play it. He
can't play that. That's Lil Wayne's song.
He could play it.
He cannot play that.
What do you mean?
That don't count.
He don't own the rights to that one.
Well, neither do Lil Wayne. Baby owns those rights.
But again, that first CD though was really good.
All right. Keep responding to us on Facebook. We will get your opinions on the show. WrestleMania was strange. They picked the worst year to have a 2-day WrestleMania for the first time ever, mostly because it was filmed without any fans. But the fact that it was pre-recorded, it wasn't really the issue. It was the lack of an audience. There was no crowd. They filmed it in like a closet. It seemed like it was very dense. Like to move really. It was strange. There was a boneyard match because they can't call it a graveyard match because too many people are dying in America in real life. So they call it.
You just made that up. Like you literally made that up.
I made what up?
They didn't. That's not why they called it. They never said that. I think they called it that because they didn't know what the hell they were doing.
It's in a graveyard. What's a boneyard? What is a boneyard?
I think they didn't have a concept decided, and they just put this together.
When I read boneyard, the first thing I thought of was the Lion King and the elephant boneyard.
This was not that. They were not in the elephant boneyard.
Oh, I watched. Taker's my guy. I watched it.
And apparently he's back to the American badass of old. Year. A man who celebrated his 147th birthday this year, The Undertaker. He faced off against perennial who cares guy AJ Styles.
What?
It was.
I hate when you. I can't stand when people who don't watch wrestling try to
talk about AJ Styles.
You literally
it was like watching one of those cheesy ass action sets at an amusement park. Like when the terrible actors get up on top of the house with no back and they just fly up. That's exactly what this match was.
Indiana Jones. It looked like the Indiana Jones thing at Disney World.
And the Undertaker looks terrible. Look at him.
He looks amazing.
He does not look amazing.
He looks awful.
I don't see the difference between 2020 and 2000. They look the same.
6,000 years old. That's why.
Kurt says it was corny. But even that paled in comparison to the polarizing Firefly. I can't even say this. Firefly Funhouse match.
Because you didn't understand it.
Oh yeah, okay. I'm the guy. I don't understand it. I don't know how you guys want to say this.
You gotta look
at this sucks. It means you don't understand it.
It's deeper into it. You gotta look deep into it. Like so, the Firefly Funhouse match.
And alternate universes and references to past events and confusion and production elements and sets and budget. And it left us all like this afterwards because we didn't know what the hell we just watched. Dex included. Either you thought it was the greatest thing you ever seen like Dex, or you thought you were just genuinely confused. Dex, how did you like WrestleMania overall, not including the Funhouse?
So for me, like obviously I like wrestling. It was difficult to like
I like wrestling too. What are you talking about?
Okay. It was difficult to really get into it like this year without the crowd being there. Being at WrestleMania last year in person and just seeing how that crowd reaction, all that kind of stuff is, it never was that funny. It was one of those situations where like the excitement is there. You get the excitement and you missed out on that this year. But like we are literally like staying in our house to save our lives. You know what I mean? So it's like there's not much else to do. So I appreciate them for at least putting on a show.
I gotta agree with Dex. I really enjoyed it.
You didn't watch it.
Thanks, Todd. Thanks, Todd. Now let's move on.
Everyone else that watched the show, the comments that I put up hated it as well. So.
None of these people are real like wrestling fans. They just watch.
I didn't know how long you were wrestling. I get at least one word in.
Bill, did you watch any of it?
He did watch Undertaker's match.
I watched all of WrestleMania starting on night 1. Thank you very much.
I wasn't trying to be smart. I just knew you watched that because I told you it was on. That was it.
You did because because Dex knows that Undertaker's my favorite. The Undertaker's been my favorite wrestler since like '91. But like I thought it was terrible. I absolutely hated it.
How old is the Undertaker?
Khloe Kardashian reveals that she no longer has the desire to date again after splitting from Tristan Thompson, saying, "I'm focused on myself and True."
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you,
We don't care.
Again.
What's true? That's the baby.
I think it's good that Miss Simpson is taking some time to herself.
Someone we do care about is our good friend Tekashi 69.
We don't.
Look at those teeth.
We don't.
Look at those teeth.
Now those teeth are goals right there. Now those right there.
Which one of these do not fit? Like you just look in his face and you just see what does not fit, and it's those big ass teeth. Like what is happening?
Those are my set. Dex, we'll talk after this. I
can't wait to get this oversized grill.
Listen, I know Dex. I know a guy.
Now was released from prison 67 years early because of the coronavirus, and the details of his release have come out. He's forced now to stay on house arrest until July, and after that, he'll be on probation for the next 5 years. He's allowed to use the internet without restrictions, which means a return to Instagram has already happened. Plus, he can also talk and record songs with anyone he wants. He reportedly will not be going into the witness protection program as some have.
I know that's right.
Fellow rapper YNW Melly.
Who's that?
I tried to sound like Brian Gumble when I said that. I'm sorry. Fellow rapper YNW Melly is also trying to get released from prison while he awaits trial for the double murder of his 2 former best friends.
I was about to say, wasn't he in jail for murder? What are you talking about?
Murder on my mind. That's the one.
Yeah,
I got murdered.
That's that crazy one.
One.
With them crazy
killing them both. Now, according to his Instagram page, yes, this is the crazy one. YNW Melly, which YNW stands for Young Nigga World, apparently. He has contracted the coronavirus, and his lawyer is now begging for his release, saying that he is down to 114 pounds because of the devastation that coronavirus has wreaked on his body.
I don't think so, sir.
Can you?
In other news, R. Kelly also tried to get out of prison, and his bid was denied.
Now, how do they pick and choose? Like, how is this working? Like, how do they pick and choose who's worthy of getting out of jail and who's not? Because I guarantee you, Bill Cosby has tweeted from his jail cell, his penthouse, asking people to let him free. And
that's my question. How should criminals be treated?
Well, Bill Cosby should be let out.
Non-violent offenders should be able to get out. And if you did something to somebody, you stay ass in there, get the coronavirus, and whatever happens after.
Because I need to find out who I need to talk to. There are a few people I know I'd like to get out.
And according to what happened, Bill Cosby doesn't qualify for the non-violent. So
that doesn't even work. Bill Cosby is 80 years old. I'm only saying that he should get out of jail because he's literally.
Cosby was old when they put him in there.
But it's like, you put this man on house arrest. I guarantee you, he's not making it far.
But you can't guarantee that because he has violence in his past. Just because he's old doesn't mean he's not able to harm people still.
I guarantee if he tried it now, he'll be met with something. Them women will beat Bill Cosby's ass if he tried it with them now. Are you crazy?
I'm not getting in that argument with you about that. Like, no, I'm not going there with you about that. But so should should people like YNW Melly, who has a double murder charge against him, get out because he's suffering from the effects of coronavirus?
Kelly can go to hell, actually. And Harvey Weinstein with them.
He needs to suffer, and he gets what he gets. He killed both his best friends.
Innocent until proven guilty.
No, he made a song about it. He made a song about it afterwards called "Murder on My Mind," where he killed his best friend, and he talks about how he killed him. He gets what he gets.
Yeah, maybe if it was like one person, I could be like, "Oh no, this got to go to trial." But two people, you don't accidentally get accused of killing.
Realistically, he's not
a police officer. He was accused of killing a state trooper too.
He's not in the age group where coronavirus is taking you out anyway. You'll be fine.
No, there is no specific age group. It's everybody.
Yeah, it's everybody. He's down to 117 pounds.
No, it's not. He was already 117 pounds. Do some deep breathing and some stretching, and you'll be fine.
You'll be all right. Get some ginger ale.
and lay down.
And request some whiskey for your gums. Help you relax.
Keeping up. If you're keeping up with the latest release of. If you're keeping up with the latest release of Bad Baby Space, she has debuted a new look to the masses, and here it is, right here. Take a gander.
Yeah, whack, let's go. We'll kill that. Any small talkers, they ain't number Rex.
And that is Cash Me Outside. How about that?
Okay.
Well, at least you know.
I was about to talk shit. Do your thing, sister.
Sister. Whose sister is she?
I just think it's very crucial to point out Ty and Will are both fascinated with this young woman's look. Will, I think, wants to take her out, like the way he looked at it.
I want to take her out. Hey. I'm a fan of self-improvement.
I don't know where she is, but them checks are clearing.
I know, right?
The foundation.
Yeah, whack, let's go. We'll kill that. Any small talkers, they ain't number Rex.
Someone said she
look like that girl from the Pussycat Dolls.
She look like Little Mama.
But just know though, two things. One, I guarantee you, she goes to bed, she wakes up, she don't look like that no more.
I guarantee that pillowcase don't look like that no more neither.
And two, she's 17 years old, so y'all nasty.
Look, I'm just saying, if you're keeping track of all the different faces, like they did in Game of Thrones when they had all the faces on the wall.
How long has she been saying this?
The girl has no name.
She's been showing up for a couple years now.
Yeah, like 2-3 years.
How long was she on? Where was she on Dr. Phil?
Yeah, for a second, and yet she's still like.
What was she, 12?
13.
No.
What? She was 13 when she did Cash Me Outside. How about that?
I'm just saying.
I want to make her famous. She to be back at home.
She paid for an entirely new person. Like what?
It's crazy.
She ain't had no teeth.
Elliot Banks is back in the news. After warning us that people were going to start getting exposed after the coronavirus is over, she announced her first victim to be Busta Rhymes and called him a fat steroid neck son of a bitch.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you,
we don't care.
Jason, I have to disagree. I do want to know, like, what she got on, like, what happened. You
want to know? You want to know? You really want to know what Elliot Banks thinks?
I'm a little curious what Busta did.
Something that I'm sure we don't want to know. It's time for Q&A. Ty.
All right. Ty. Yeah. It is time for Q&A, folks. Listen, the coronavirus is going on. I hope you all are staying at home, washing your hands, because I know some of y'all don't wash your hands. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here.
Grab your aluminum foil.
Grab up the aluminum foil to protect you from the 5G.
Don't spread that.
Okay.
Don't spread that.
Do not spread that. They're snatching down YouTube videos for that. Do not say that.
Okay, Dad. Damn.
I ain't get my video snatched down for you.
I'm hoping that you all continue to send us just the terrible portions of your lives. Because I'm sure that they're overexposed now, with 5G and all.
All right.
Let's see what we got.
What's the worst rumor? The bull and bats or the 5G?
Who says that?
I
Listen,
thought the bats was real.
I'm gonna say something real quick though, because who says that the 5G is really a rumor? When in the 70s they used to aluminum foil their houses because they were like Big Brother's watching, and now they got the satellites, and the only thing that blocks the satellites from staying in your house is aluminum foil.
Big Brother been watching, still watching. Nobody cares anymore.
I'm just saying.
Those same people are still around, Will, and they think that the Earth is flat.
I'm censoring 5G conversations.
Rambling Rugrats, Door Dashing Dents.
Denise.
I like Denise. Ooh, I like
nice.
Guest House and Warning Signs.
Like warning signs.
I'm dead.
I like DoorDash and Denise.
I'm gonna tell y'all, if it's warning signs, they got it. Stay away. There you go. Answers that question.
They're all pretty good. So pick one.
Let's go with DoorDash and Denise. I like alliteration.
I like alliteration.
Ooh, this is good. Can you move that live? Oh, there we are. All right. The place I work at still needs to be open despite the pandemic. The work cannot be done from home, which I don't believe, because let me tell you, anything can be done from home. Our managers are doing what they can to make me and my coworkers safe, even though we can't work remotely. 2 of my coworkers are off work because they were exposed to COVID-19. They are in self-isolation with full pay. I live with my uncle, who is staying home as much as possible during this. We are having the pharmacy deliver his medication and any other things he needs. I was home for the second delivery. The delivery person was Lisa, one of my coworkers, who was supposed to be at home. Oh, Jesus, help me. I am 100% sure it is her. I even double-checked the doorbell cam to make sure it was her. She left immediately when she saw me. I'm not her boss. Her title is higher than me, but she isn't a manager. If Lisa is getting full pay from my work and working another job, is it any of my business?
No, absolutely not.
Don't count nobody else's coin. Mm-hmm. I don't know if she was really exposed and needs to self-isolate and is still going out anyway, or if she lied about being exposed to get paid time off.
Probably the second one.
Genius.
I feel like I should tell my boss and show the video from the doorbell camera, but at the same time, I don't want to rat her out if it is none of my concern. But if she's healthy and is pulling in 2 checks, that's not fair. Do you believe I should stay out of it or say something?
Mind your business.
Because initially I was on your side, like she shouldn't be doing that, especially if you ran because you saw. But the part that kind of scares me a little bit is that you said it's not fair that she's collecting 2 checks. Like you're hating. Like that's the problem.
They don't need no hateration and no holleration.
Okay. Here's the issue for me. So there's somebody in my family that is at high risk, right? They have a compromised immunity system, immune system, worn out.
Stop that lemonade drinking.
Here's what I am going to say though. If I seen somebody that was talking about they were exposed and they showed up at my door, I'm calling the police because now you're putting other people at risk. I don't care nothing about how many checks Lisa's pulling in.
What is the police going to do?
What I need to understand is whether you got the COVID or not. I need to know if you got the Rona.
William,
what?
It is very clear that this young lady does not have the COVID.
Prescription medicine back.
How about I'm going to call 911, the FBI, and the CIA, and we're going to have them decide.
And neither one of them going to show up nowhere.
Because they don't want it either. That's why.
But DoorDash is definitely not testing people. They definitely are like, let me check your temperature before you do these deliveries. They do not care.
They do not care. You pick that thing up and you're going about your way.
That's funny though.
Spray it. Here's what I'm going to do. spray them bags on down before they come in the house. And
she set them bags and ran.
A can of Lysol.
She said when she realized it was me, I should turn the picture from the door cam.
She peeled out and go so bad.
That's too much. That's too much. That's too much.
I mean, all right. We got Rambling Rugrats, Warning Signs, and Guest House.
That's not
a work packet and sit them at the dining room table.
Guest House or Warning Signs?
Warning Signs.
I don't know who's rich enough for a guest house.
Okay.
That's what I want to know.
Guest house, it doesn't mean what you think it means, but whichever.
Why do you do that? Like, why can't you just pick one? Like, why?
Get up guest house. I'm curious now.
Oh, that's
all right now.
Can we go back?
They be having some essays.
I mean, the other one's almost as long.
Oh, God. Go back to the other one first. I don't have time for this. Golly.
You got rope your sleeve to read this one.
Okay,
I know, right? That's
dig in.
Serious thought.
I am a 22-year-old woman, home early for summer since my school closed, and I currently live with my mom, her boyfriend, Joe, and my brother in a county that's been told to shelter in place. My brother, Drew, is immunocompromised.
What does that mean?
That means he has
compromised immune system.
Okay.
Yesterday, I texted my mom and Jack. Well, who the hell is Jack?
Maybe she spelled the wrong name.
Jack or Joe?
She meant to say Joe. Let's just say Joe.
Oh, she done gave up the ghost. I texted my mom and Jack that I was going to volunteer at our community food bank, which is rapidly losing its mostly retired volunteers. I wore gloves and tried not to come too close to clients we were delivering groceries to, but it wasn't possible to maintain 6 feet of distance from fellow volunteers. I loved helping our clients and taking action. When I got home, Mom, we know his name is Jack now. Jack and that I didn't really open my decision to family consideration and that I was inviting risk by spending so much time around others. So, while they initially refused to let me back in the house, they eventually did, and they have basically pressured me to quarantining inside my room for the next week to see if any symptoms arise. I understand that my mom and Jack are in the vulnerable age demographic, and Drew has a weak immune system, but I don't think I should be punished for trying to help others, and especially since there's no proof that I have it. Should I disregard their quarantine and reassert myself in the house, or should I be careful since I am technically a guest?
You already know.
Real careful. Jack and them sound old, and the other one has an immune system.
Oh, you know the answer when you wrote it.
And you decided that it was okay to take your hiney to volunteer with all these people around. You just sit your ass in your room.
And be lucky that they're not putting you outside, because you could be on the porch outside. Like, you really pushed your
limit. If I was Jack and them, I'd have put you out.
I put you smooth. Let me tell you something. My grandmother used to tell me a long time ago, you got time to lean, you got time to clean. You so bored, you feel like you need to go outside and help somebody clean your house.
But if your life is anything like mine, it'll be next Thursday before you even think twice. Like, the days just blend together and go by so fast. So you'll be okay. It's just a week.
Jerome, listen, it's a compromised immune system, brother. Drew and Jack and them is old, and you was out there. What are you doing?
Acting crazy, just doing any old thing.
I mean,
now, relax.
I mean, they were trying to help because I guess
you're always trying to be humanitarian. Family dead, and you out there at the shelter.
And then it says like the people at the shelter, they're rapidly losing their retired workers to what?
Where? To who? To what?
You gonna rapidly lose Jack and them if you don't go sit your ass down.
Nah, Jack and them gonna put her tail out. She gonna lose herself. That's what you're gonna lose. How?
Is Jack the only name you guys? I guess that's the only name we have in this whole thing. Is Jack and them.
No, Drew, because she ain't putting no
Drew
down there the second time.
Jack and Drew to sit down, so you need to.
Jack and Jill.
She was so pissed at Jack when she was writing this. She said,
Jack was leading the charge.
You know he was. He was the one.
She tried to disguise his name, talking about stuff, Joe. Jack put his hands out.
He was like, well, Sally, she got to go.
Speaking of got to go, it's time for Dex is BS Report.
Oh. Wow, you move really fast today. All right, so guys, the BS report, the way it goes, I give these guys 3 stories. 2 of the stories are 100% true. One of the stories is a lie. All right. Lie. So in Illinois, there's a man who was like just sick and tired of all the partying.
Hold up, is the S on Illinois?
I was about to say that.
S on Illinois.
There's an S on Illinois.
Yeah, but I'm saying
silent. It is silent because it is a French word. Illinois is French. The OIS creates a triphthong.
What are we doing? Like what? Like why are we having this conversation?
Can you start it over so you can say it the correct way?
Oh, that's what you're doing.
Man. I just wanted a correct read in case I wanted to splice this up and put it.
We have degrees in English and communications here.
And
you can't
even pronounce the state properly.
Blame it on T9.
It's T9. So look, there's a man in Illinois.
Thank you.
So in Illinois, they were having a big party, and it just so happened to be next to the mayor's house. So the mayor is pissed off, and he calls the state troopers, and the cops like, get over here, break this party up. It's one of those quarantine parties. I'm not dealing with this. One of the officers jumps up. He heads over there, breaks up the party. He realizes that his wife is actually one of the patrons of this party.
Yeah, I can see that.
Was she drunk?
She was very drunk. She was wasted.
In the gutter, like
she was
in the gutter.
Gutter tonight.
I was going to say that.
So last year there was a big story that those sex dolls came out.
Oh yeah, we know those sex dolls. Yeah, what sex dolls are you talking about?
The ones that, like the realistic ones, and people can do stuff with them and all that kind of stuff like that. Like those dolls came out, and lately they've been making a splash again because people have been saying, like everybody's quarantining, so you don't have like your sex doll. Like you should have got it when we got ours. Well, one guy had a little too much fun with his sex doll, and she actually ended up pregnant. He actually performed he had a midwife come over. They actually went ahead and delivered the baby. It's a healthy baby boy. And the man and his sex doll, they're basically living happily ever after.
I missed that story. I'm going to skip that one.
And then finally, car insurance companies are deciding to give people money back. So Progressive is leading the charge, and they're like, look, people are driving a lot. I mean, people are not driving a lot, obviously. So there's no way they should be paying this premium. So Progressive is saying, like, go ahead, guys. They're giving at least 15% back. So if you're Progressive and you haven't been driving, obviously, you might be getting some money back.
That's the false story. That's bullshit.
I think the false story is the second story. The second story sounds like a little preview into a porno Dex was watching. And
first of all, I don't watch pornos.
That's what it seemed like.
Dex.
Second one speaks.
Dex was taking advantage of that free premium porn. It came up with some foolishness.
Where did the second story happen?
It actually didn't give a location.
You should have said Florida. I'm going with the second story is false.
Second story is false.
I know where it happened. Uranus.
I ain't no way in hell car insurance companies are giving back money. So.
The story that was a lie, Ty is correct. The story that was a lie was the insurance company one, slightly, because Allstate, Liberty Mutual, American Family Insurance, they are giving back upwards of $800 million back to policy.
Well, run it back. You said Liberty Mutual?
Liberty Mutual is a part of it. Yeah.
Call my insurance.
Liberty Mutual has been highway robbery any damn way. They need to
they ain't either. Liberty Mutual do me right. Let me call them right now. I need to see if they're gonna give me some money back.
So how did the sex doll get pregnant?
Huh?
How did the sex doll get pregnant? What's the story behind that?
Well, I mean, I'm gonna post that on the Bro Talk Live Instagram page so you guys can actually see the steps that this man went through to make his family whole. And Jason, what do you mean? How did she get pregnant?
A nice little tease there. How did they get pregnant? It's a sex doll.
You know where babies come from, right?
Good night. We're moving on to time for seats. Ty, take it away.
Not doing this.
Listen, actually, seats are really relevant right now because the whole world has been seated, at least most of us. So it's time to call out those of us who probably are not seated. Like if you're getting a seat now, you're probably not following the quarantine rules. Anybody have seats?
Mean, so many seats to go around.
Y'all in the house? People still needing seats?
Let me
we have the internet.
So I get dressed today, right? I go to my window. Like I'm only getting dressed at this point to go to the window because
your ass is outside. You need to be seated.
No, I wouldn't. I go outside for groceries and haircut only. I need a haircut. If the possibility that we might die, I can't be looking homeless and we be dead. Like I can't be dead and ugly.
Why? So they cut your hair with a mask? Like how they cut your hair? They be breathing in your face when they cut your hair.
That's worked out. My barber is dead or alive, not number two.
It's really weird, Will, that you say that because one of the BS reports I was going to do was that barbers and beauticians are actually starting to come down with cases of the coronavirus because they've still been doing kitchen cuts and stuff like that during the quarantine process. But like it is actually happening though. Like so, just be careful.
You got a kitchen cut?
Huh?
You in somebody's house?
Well, he's not going to no shop.
I'm not telling y'all how I got my haircut. Just know that I got my haircut. Okay.
In the kitchen.
I mean, it's not many ways you could get it done, Will.
And it wasn't no kitchen either.
The living room.
A bedroom? Like what was it?
Yeah. So my seat is going to go to this family that was outside today, and it was like 30 of them. So I'm in my kitchen, living life like it's golden, making me a bowl of Apple Jacks. And I hear
making Ebola Apple Jacks. I said, what?
Apple Jacks. I live for it, bro. Applejack is so good. But neither here nor there. I hear all this commotion outside and all this carrying on. And I go to the window and I see a bunch of kids and adults sniggling and giggling all close together.
Tooting and booting?
Sniggling and giggling, tooting and booting, dipping and sipping.
Vibing and jiving.
Vibing and jiving. What are y'all doing?
Tipping and dipping.
Go in the house.
Wait, why did you look out the window though? Like you heard noise, so you looked out the window?
Absolutely. I'm an expert shooter in the United States Army. I need to find out what's going on outside my neighborhood in case I got to grab my M4 and go to work.
You don't live in Afghanistan. You live in Philadelphia. Like,
Iraq.
Philadelphia might as well be Afghanistan. And I need to understand why y'all having family gatherings like this. Y'all stop gathering.
Why William saying the whole seat segment? Anybody else have a seat?
It's been rambling, ain't he?
Yeah, boy, put that damn lemonade down.
That's why I'm rambling.
Sit your ass down. Anybody else got a seat?
My seat really just goes to Progressive for the BS report. I just think it's amazing how all these companies are jumping in right away saying like, look, you guys obviously haven't been driving for 2 weeks and we can tell you haven't been driving for 2 weeks. Let me lower your insurance because they're quick to raise your insurance and say like, oh, there was a lot of accidents in your area. Okay, well, I want my insurance lower because there have been no accidents.
I'm going to call Liberty Mutual tomorrow. I assure you that much.
I don't even know if my damn car working. Ain't been on it so long.
That's true.
Geico still hitting me up.
Let it run for a little bit. That's what you gotta do.
Geico's definitely not going to get a part of this. I don't like.
One thing I will say about Geico though is we have 2 cars and the insurance is super reasonable. So I'm not even going to complain. Anybody else want to see?
Donald Trump had a little rant talking. They asked him about voting from home, and he said,
I don't want to argue with you now.
I thought it was funny. He said he thought it was a phone, and then the reporter asked him like, "Well, you voted by mail just last election cycle." He was like, "Yeah, well, I'm allowed
because no, the reason
I'm allowed."
He said I'm allowed because he was living, obviously, at the time in Washington.
It doesn't matter. You're still allowed to do it regardless.
Like what they're trying to do is have people right now during the coronavirus vote from home. And like that's just not a good idea. Like I agree with him. Like
allowed.
It's dumb for us to sit home. That's a seat within itself. It's dumb for us to sit for us to sit home and think that this is okay to allow them to take our paper ballots. Because it's gonna be the same stuff that happened last time. Like they literally stole an election from us last time, and it's gonna happen again.
They're gonna steal it again. They probably still elections all the time.
Us first of all, you didn't vote for Hillary. That was clear.
I did not say who I
very clear about
Excuse
that.
me, who he voted for is not what we're talking about now.
Thank you, Will.
He stole it from us.
William has every intention of voting for Donald J. Trump.
He voted for the person
You
he
better
wanted.
believe it. 4 more years, make America great again.
But seriously though, like
They hope they lynch your black ass.
I'm not trying to advocate for Donald Trump at all. Only thing I'm saying is allowing people to vote for him is going to lead to a lot of issues. I can guarantee you it's gonna be one of those situations where people's votes aren't getting counted. Like like the census. You think people sent that back? People didn't.
My motto is whatever Donald Trump has to do, I'm doing the complete opposite.
Okay, well, you do that.
Period. Full stop.
Yo, that's
Full-
I was like filling out my thing to vote from home.
Listen, though, Jack has a valid point because if you look at 2000, the 2000 election, when Al Gore had it in Florida,
Yes.
them ballots mysteriously went away and poked holes and all sorts of other stuff.
It's a completely different situation.
It's not a completely different. It's literally the exact.
No, well, it's actually worse this time because they're trusting people to send it in. So if the mail carrier looks at you like, I don't know. You might not vote the way I want you to. They could just throw your stuff in the garbage can. But it's okay. Let's just keep depending on USPS to decide our election.
Okay, so we'll just depend on some obligatory computer that's in each election.
It's been going well thus far.
It's Shelly who knows how to work it. Okay, that's who we'll trust.
The last time I was voting in the voting booth, like there was some mysterious guy who was like, "I'm here to fix the booth," and
Yeah,
like, those old black people like cursed that man out. Like they pushed him. They were like physically assaulting him. I'm here to fix the machine. They're like, get your ass out of here.
Okay,
Like, the machine might have to be broke. None of y'all vote probably counted. They beat the hell out of that man. He had to run out of there.
Okay, now say the same man comes to people's house and be like, "Oh, I'm collecting your votes for president."
It's his proposition. So we're right in the back.
The
I'm just saying,
woman who comes to my house, the same lady every day, and she knows everyone in the neighborhood by name. So I think she'll take my vote off.
They'll kidnap her, put her in the truck. They might pay her to like, okay, well, whatever. Y'all do what y'all gotta do. I'm fine either way. So whatever.
Fine either way.
You know what was interesting? My seat is this. We talked about it last week where they were closing down parks and things like this. But I was going for a walk, as you are often do, and people were playing basketball anyway. They were just throwing the ball against the backboard, and like that was the score. If you can like get the basketball to hit the backboard, the little Amy thingamajigger, they were out there playing anyway in full effect. And I just feel like, why are we doing this?
why are we playing basketball?
Why are we keeping this going? Like, if we can kind of get this to stop if we stop doing the stupidest shit. Like, what they took the courts, they took the rims off for a reason. Like, they didn't cover them. Like Philly, they covered the rims. In Montgomery County, they completely removed them, and you're still out there.
The problem is they keep giving out mixed messages. They say, "Oh, you can go out and get some exercise," but don't
You can. They were very specific about the type of exercise. Yeah.
The beach is
They were
closed,
very clear about that.
but now the beach is open so you can get exercise. Wear a mask. Wait, don't wear a mask. But wait a minute, maybe wear a mask. Wait, don't wear a mask. Like, make up your minds. Basketball is exercise. If you don't want the people to exercise, then come to exercise in their homes.
No, William. There were very specific exercise guidelines. That doesn't count. Like, I get the mask thing. I understand the mask thing. And I said from the beginning, like, if nurses and doctors are wearing them, I might put one on too. But the exercise thing has been laid out pretty clearly. So there's no excuse to be out playing basketball.
I have a real seat that I need to give. I'm actually going to give the.
You had 10 minutes. Like,
what makes you think? No, because for real, I need to give the state of New York a seat because they said that a tiger tested positive in the Bronx Zoo for coronavirus. Why are you all testing animals if y'all are supposedly running out of supply?
Somebody made that shit up.
It's a different type of test. And plus, like, Will, like if you were around that tiger and you heard the cough, like a tiger with a dry cough,
you would definitely
you would so totally be concerned.
That's the test right there.
You're right.
Take much.
All right, kittens and big cats and kittens.
Those were your seats. Thank you all for obliging us with those. Do you guys have any other shout outs to give before we get up out of here?
I'll let William start talking. You go ahead and be quiet. Everybody,
Shout out to my boy Kawi on Instagram for watching and interacting with me on Instagram. Donovan Ellis on Facebook for watching during my watch party, for interacting. Kanisha, Jana, all those of you who have like tuned in. Rabica, thank you all for supporting the show and watching on Facebook. Thank you.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Shout out to Kidd6 for joining us today. You guys have any other shout outs?
No.
All right, cool. Thank you all for let's do the roll count for people who commented today. It wasn't too diverse today. Look, LAQA, LaQua. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it. But yeah, LaQua. Curtis, Marion, Dion, Dexter while he was out for a little bit. Burke Street Plains, and Latoya. So thank you guys for commenting. If you want to comment, hit us up, Facebook, YouTube, join the show, be interactive. For Dex, for Ty, for Bill, for Kidd6, this has been another edition of Bro Talk Live. We will see you guys next week. Check out the podcast starting tomorrow.